Hello, Leo. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your September 2024 reading. Okay, let's get started. You do have this card. This card represents sort of paradise, like a Shangri-La type atmosphere. I'm pretty sure you pulled this card in the past, Leo. This seems to be a mindset, something that you're striving for. You're trying to get to the good stuff already. I think that's the bottom line. You also pulled Sulfur here. And, you know, the Sulfur card is the number 29, but it breaks down to a master number 11. And master numbers are initiators. So this is the card of evaporation. And it's also the card of something called both and mentality. And that's when you feel more than one way or one thing at a time. It's duality. It is like a duality. You might be pulled in two different directions. You might feel two ways simultaneously. It could be a card of balance as well, or, you know, the need to have it. We'll tie everything together as we go along here. You have the Death card. I mean, in this, let me see if I can move some of these cards. You have the Death card here, and it says, the story's been told, the lessons have been learned. I release you from me, never to return. It is Scorpio energy in this deck as well as any other deck, you know. The Death card is Scorpio, it's Pluto, it's ending and beginning, it's death and it's rebirth. As we know, Pluto is in Aquarius. It's going to dip back into Capricorn and then go into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So you might have Aquarius highly aspected in your chart, but whether you do or not, it could be something related to the planetary activity of Pluto. It could be. But like I said, as we move along, we're going to piece this together like a puzzle. It says the timing just wasn't right for us. Now, this could be someone from your past speaking to you, thinking about you. This could be the timing in some other way. Maybe the timing just wasn't right for something that you wanted, something that you wanted to attain. It doesn't mean the timing is never going to be right. There is something to do with timing here on the table. Timing is definitely on the table for a reason. You have storm fields, and this came in reverse. This is a number 9, but as you can tell, there is a storm brewing, right? A tornado. And when this card comes in reverse, it's telling us do not engage in any activity that's going to bring unwanted chaos or drama. Refrain from hurtful words. Seek shelter. And wait for the storm to pass. You might be in some sort of situation like that this month at some point, and instead of engaging, you're being asked to sort of back up, let the storm pass, and then re-engage. You do have the horse spirit here, and it says, freedom is yours, number 33. The horse spirit is, you know, very Leo-like to me. You know, it's a card of strength, courage, freedom, and a capacity to face challenges head on. So all that's just good. You have here care required and personal riches. So personal riches may definitely be on your mind, especially with this card here. Personal goals, personal riches, and this is finances, right? It says avoid get rich quick schemes. So you might be presented with something like that, and you're being asked to be more sensible. Here it does say care required. Guard yourself against deception and be careful of making foolish mistakes. So once again, you're being asked to guard your money, guard your finances, be wary of any get-rich-quick schemes. If it seems too good to be true, avoid it. You have Transporter here in reverse, and this is the card of moving forward. It says this card is a good indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly, and it is in reverse. it's almost like stuck energy, but I do think it's a mindset. I don't think you're actually stuck. Not with all these cards here. I really think your mind is in a certain place. And at some point this month, I'm not saying it's going to be the whole month, at some point this month, you're going to feel stuck in some way. You have here Persephone. You know, rather than point, I think I'm just going to pick it up so you can really see it. As you can see, it's a really beautiful card. So, how do I explain this? This card actually does also represent death and rebirth in a certain way. It does represent balance in a certain way. There's a certain theme opening up already in your reading where I see death and rebirth. I see balance. So to tell you the story without going too much into it, because I'd rather not go crazy, because I tend to go off sometimes. Persephone was a beautiful daughter of Zeus. She came to be known as the queen of the underworld. She got this nickname when she was abducted by Hades, and she was dragged to the underworld, sort of banished. I'm summarizing here. She was banished to the underworld for 6 months out of the year and allowed freedom for 6 months. Her return to our world marks the beginning of spring. And this card tells us that balance is required. And it's important to use both your logic and your heart at this time. So we see balance quite a few times. We see death and rebirth quite a few times here. Definitely. You have the card of peace here in the upright, and in this deck, it's better in reverse. It says, Bridget, goddess, is your sacred name. Align within me. Peace's flame. Peace may be at a premium this month. You may not feel particularly peaceful this month. That's something you need to seek. When this card is in the upright, it is something you need to seek. I see a lot of activity here on the table. Death and rebirth is not easy. It's not easy. Scorpion energy, not easy energy. You have here aura cleansing in reverse, and this says protect your energy from negativity. Have a clear, magical, and spiritual channel at all times. So it is in reverse. I do think it's your mindset. I don't think it's a reality. I don't think bad things are happening to you here, Leo. I think that you may be in a certain state of mind. And I did say that. I'm standing by that, and we all have times like this. And I don't think anything I say is going to take up your whole month. I think it's just things that stand out as parts of your month. You have the card of Taurus here, and it says grounded, stable, tactile. It is a grounded sign, and it is grounded in pentacles. Now, what's interesting is Uranus goes retro. It goes retro in Taurus on September 1st. What that does is it purges our lives of toxic patterns, people. It's also the planet of independence. So your independence may also be a thing for you this month, where you're really trying to forge an independent way for yourself, an independent path. You do have waning crescent moon. It says surrender, restoration, trust. Just so you know, the waning moon in September is going to be the 1st, the 2nd, and then the 19th through the 30th. For some reason, I find it important to say that and give you those dates. Here you have the scales, and what is that? That's balance. Again, it says keep your life in balance. There is something going on here with balance. I'm pretty sure you got something like this in the past in your readings. Now, the scales could also mean Libra. It could point to balance. It could point to Libra time frame, which begins on September 23rd and continues through the whole month into October. So there is something happening here towards the end of the month. It looks like mid-month, end of month, around that time. You do have Parrot here, and Parrot is the gossip card. It says someone will gossip about your secrets. I don't think it's that major here. Leo, I do think that there may be certain things you're keeping to yourself, and people are going to start questioning, like wondering what you're keeping from them, or perhaps it could be as simple as people being worried about you and talking amongst themselves. It doesn't have to be nefarious, but there is going to be talk behind your back for some reason this month. Let's dip into your tarot, and then we will tie everything together with keywords and everything else. You do have shadow side here as you're entering the month. This is like the dark night of the soul type thing, right? The moon. The moon makes us confused. You may be feeling, let me move this back here. You may be feeling confused. You may be feeling like you don't know which way is up as the month starts. You may be feeling, some of you may be feeling on the depressed side. Now, with that said, you do have here, let's do this one card at a time. Opening the month, you do have the Queen of Swords. I'm pretty sure that she makes an appearance in your readings all the time. She's the watery part of air. She blends her emotions and her intellect together. And you can see her sword clearly. She's holding it right in front of her, and you can see the double edge on it. And that is also, if you think about it in the abstract way I just presented it, it is also the card of balance, balancing your emotions and your intellect. Balance again, right? She's the only archetype showing a sword like that in exactly this way. She values her freedom and her privacy. This could be you. Whether you're male or female, this could be your energy, or it could be someone you're dealing with. She's basically loyal. She's quick to temper. She could be impatient. So that's how you begin your month. Now, you also have here the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords on this side rather than this side is a little different. You know, the Five of Swords, this is victory. It's victory in some situation. It's winning a battle, but there's collateral damage. So you don't feel victorious. You feel like maybe someone got hurt in this victory, or you feel like you've lost something. It's sort of like two things, like we talked about, two things. You're feeling two ways at once. And here you do have the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm not going to say reverse because it wasn't upside down. We don't read these cards upside down, but it is this side of the Knight of Pentacles. It's a little different than the other side. This is feeling tired. You want this Knight wonders, especially on this side, if he missed his chance. It's sort of a temporary feeling of not moving forward, which kind of goes with this Transport card in reverse, right? It's a temporary feeling of not moving forward. This could be career or money related. It could be in your personal life. Let's continue. So you would start off the month with all these conflicting energies around you. And here mid-month, man, you have a lot of activity. All right, you have, you have these two cards here for Oracle, which is Divine Masculine and Trust and Divine Timing. You might be stepping into your Divine Masculine. In my opinion, whether you're male or female, Leo is a masculine. It's a divinely masculine sign. It's the sun. The sun is a masculine planet, you know, or star. It's the sun, gold. It's Leo energy is like assertive. It's bright. It rises to a challenge. You might be dipping into that. Spirit is asking you to trust in divine timing. You may feel like you're not getting anywhere, or you may feel slow, or you may feel like the beginning of the month may feel a certain way, but you know, Spirit is telling you to just trust in the process, Leo. Trust in the process. I'm going to put this over here for now. Now, look at these cards mid-month. You have two of the most impactful major arcana here. Let's start from the beginning. You have the World. I mean, this is a card of, obviously, completion. I mean, the World is fixed energy. It's closing. It's the final card of the tarot. The items on the card are like the 4 archangels, the 4 elements, and the 4 fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You could very well earn or acquire something mid-month. You could complete something. Something important, Leo. Something important. Because in your the middle of your month, the card that all these other cards revolve around is the Death card. This is more Scorpio energy. Under no uncertain terms. I mean, look, this is rebirth. This is it's just a little different. This is death. And, you know, obviously, I'm not saying someone's going to die, because right coming after this World card, it seems as though some part of your life, some part of your energy, it's Pluto again. Scorpio, like I said, something's ended. And you're being asked to release what is no longer serving you. What is over? It's over now. You've completed something, it's over. I mean, it sounds ominous, and for some of you, it certainly might be. It might be something freaking huge, but it might be, for others of you, it might just simply be something that you were looking to finish. You want to finish this already. You want it over with. You want it to just, so you want to move on. And this bleeds into this King of Cups energy, which honestly is Pluto energy, in my opinion, too, because he could represent any water sign, but everyone knows that he is primarily a Scorpio. And so you have you have 1, 2, 3, and actually 4, if you count this, Scorpio cards. Pluto, ending, death, rebirth. Now, you know, obviously this is different. This doesn't represent death and rebirth, but, you know, planetary wise, it certainly does. The King of Cups is wise, compassionate, and he might represent someone in your life who comes to help or soothe. This also could be you feeling peace from all these endings and new beginnings, from putting something in your past finally, and doing away with something that needed to be done away with, just moving on from something. Completion, rebirth, death. Mid-month, very important energy. You're slipping into assertive energy here. Very, very cool energy. Now, even better, you have the end of the month. See, the way you enter this month and the way you exit this month, very different. So let's look. All right. You have, at the end of the month, you have decisions here on the table. You're going to be making some decisions at the end of the month. You have, look at these cards. You have the 10 of Pentacles, the Fool, and the 9 of Cups. Right after all this explosive, I'm not going to say explosive, it's not the Tower. Right after all this life-altering energy, right? So you have here the 10 of Pentacles on this side. I really love this side of the 10 of Pentacles, I guess because I'm such a dog lover. It says, you know, it says decisions, but this represents Venus in Virgo. I don't know if your Venus is in Virgo, but that's what he represents. He desires to be of service to the world. That's his core value. He values material and emotional balance. Another card of balance. He gives high priority to both. The dog is there for the emotional part. He gives value to both. It is another card of completion. It's another card of completion. Okay. Now, next card up, the Fool. I mean, we know this is zero, round zero. You go from death, completion, death, to starting something brand new. Now, the Fool on this side is different, right? Very different side. He's facing the end of a day, right? He's facing the sun setting, completion. So what comes after the sunset? The sunrise comes, right? Right, death and rebirth again. He has faith and trust in this journey, right? Fools just do. He has in his sack over there all the aces in the deck. Every single tool, all the aces he has, except one. On this side, anyway, he has his cup on the floor. Do you see that? I don't know if it's focused. Do you see that cup laying at his feet? So he has all the aces there. Does he realize the cup is on the floor? Did he throw the cup on the floor? I don't know. He needs to put that back so he could have what? So he could have balance. So he can have balance. Balance is important. It's just important in this reading. But my God, these cards are amazing. And here in your last card, you have the 9 of Cups. Wishes being granted, Leo. Wishes being granted. This is a person who is standing in front of something that he's very proud of because he's completed something. You will get what you wish for. So don't squander it. Don't squander it on silly things. You have the energy to manifest what you want this month. You have to make this decision. But you are attaining something. There is something that is on the table that you are attaining. You have this Queen of Swords, which could be you, for sure. It could be someone in your life. You have this sense of completion that leads straight into the Ten of Pentacles. You have what might be some sort of thing that happens at the beginning of the month, the sort of victory, but you're looking at it two ways. And it leads right into this Scorpio death energy, and that leads right into this Fool. Death, rebirth, new path. We have you feeling like a bit of a, I'm not going to say a failure, but you questioning your path, questioning your success, questioning your achievements, straight into King energy, and that King energy leading straight into a wish being granted. No matter how you look at this, it's good. Yeah, because you have the Queen here leading to death, leading to the wish. You have this sense of gloom and doom leading to death, leading to the Ten of Pentacles. No matter how you look at it, you win. So definitely don't squander this energy. This is really good energy. Really good energy. Okay, if you hear any noises in the background, that's my dogs either snoring or barking or doing something like that. Let's look at your warnings. Now, interestingly enough, you do have the ÄLKÖMＩ card. This is ancestor guides. This could be someone who has passed away who watches over you. This could be your angels if you believe in them. This could be God if you pray to him. This is somebody. You're being warned not to forget the spirit world. This is a warning. It's not a warning to where, oh my God, if you do not do this, your whole life is, no, it's not like that. But these warnings are just things to keep in mind. So keep in mind the spirit realm, the spirits who are on your side, whoever it is you pray to. There is as a warning, you do have the Eight of Swords, which is interesting because you've got this side, right? This side would be kind of being stuck, right? But this side is the perception of being stuck. And you have that eagle spirit coming in to explain to you that you are not stuck. You have the sword to cut that rope. And what did I say? I said this transporter card was probably a perception. It was all in your head. It wasn't real. But it doesn't make it any less real when you're feeling it, right? So you may feel this way, but this is a warning that it is just in your head. It's not true. You have a warning here to don't get frozen. You're going to be presented with a lot of choices. You're going to have decisions to make. Don't get so wrapped up in making the perfect decision that you get frozen and you don't make any. Okay? That's another warning. And here, what's interesting is you have the Nine of Pentacles. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is like the card of attaining independent financial freedom, right? On this side, it is the same thing. You're attaining stuff, but there's the moon there, and there is someone trying to distract you. See that person in the background in the tower? I'm not saying the person in the tower is a bad person and that they should be avoided, and here's a warning about them, but the person in the tower could be a person, or it could be anything, right? It could be you doing something that distracts you this month. So it is a distraction. Don't get your attention redirected. That's the warning here. Do not do that. Now, as we move on to blessings, you have fascinating blessings this month, right? I've never seen someone pull a deception card as a blessing, but you've managed to do that, Leo, right? You have a deception, and this deception card obviously could be nefarious, but in this column, it isn't. So there is definitely no blessing in someone being deceptive towards you. So I don't think it's an outside force. This might be you. This could be a very Seven of Swords energy where you are being strategic in what you share with certain people. And I guess it's deception, but it's more self-preservation. There's a self-preservation aspect to this card, especially in this column. So you have the card of deception, the card of withholding information in a strategic way from certain parties for certain reasons. Each of you will have different reasons. Each of you will have a different situation. But that's a blessing, so that's a good thing. Now, you have these three cards. You have one. This is the Six of Cups. And on this side of the Six of Cups, in this particular deck, you can see, like on this side, it's a young couple, you know, romancing and having this beautiful time. And on this side, you see someone waiting for them, not happy. They're not happy. Where are they? Don't they know what time it is? Don't they know I'm worried? Right? You may have a character like this in your life. It could be, I don't want to wreck everything. This could be parental constraints. This could be someone that you care about. It doesn't have to be a parent. It could be, honestly, a spouse. It could be a friend. It could be a boss. Could be anybody. But there is something going on here that it's almost like either a pushback or a withholding of information, and that is in your blessings column. So whatever it is you do in that regard is the correct thing, even though we are told quite the opposite. Now, that bleeds into this Three of Wands energy, and this Three of Wands on this side is really cool energy, right? This is like, oh, by the way, this could also represent a period of waiting, of you waiting for something, of you waiting. It could be anything. It literally could be anything. You could be in a period of waiting, and for some reason you're being told to be very patient, if that's the case. I just wanted to throw that in there. But here you have the Three of Wands, and this is my manifestation card for sure. But it's also a card of balance. He's holding an orb that is half fire. See if I can, half fire and half water. That is balance. Water is emotion, fire is action. Leos are inclined to prefer action, right? But you should honor that. But balance is the only thing that Spirit is telling you to keep in mind, and that's over and over and over in this reading. But it is the card of manifestation. So you're manifesting something, and we've said that, especially with this Nine of Cups. That is the card of wish being granted. So here you have, as your final blessing, you have the Wheel of Fortune on this side. The Wheel of Fortune, all right, on this side is quite different. And the Wheel of Fortune has symbols on it. The symbols represent the mysteries of life. And can you guess what I'm talking about? Death and rebirth. I mean, that's over and over again. Balance, death, and rebirth, right? So you have death and rebirth here on this wheel. And you are on this wheel. Whether you agreed to go on it or not, the minute you were born, that was it. We're all part of this wheel. The other side is you using your will, and this side is a surrender to the wheel. Deception is like the Seven of Swords. And I do think that it has something to do with this. You moving on, the Wheel of Fortune, you moving, keeping that, go from feeling stuck to greasing the wheel and moving, doing it in a way that other people might not agree with here, Leo. But keep in mind, you also could be waiting for something this month. And if you are, just trust in divine timing. Trust in divine timing. Okay, let me pull one of these cards for you. Very interesting reading. Give me Leo, please. Leo. Comfort. Oh, Hearth. I do think it's like this card here. And it's a master number 11. Hello. The Initiator. You seeking creature comforts. Your lucky numbers, by the way, are 29, 11, 9, 33, and 6. In this reading, you had 2 number 3s and 2 9s. And that has some specific meanings, okay? You have the 2 3s, which is, it is movement, but it's slow movement. And then the 2 9s is definitely a cycle drawing to a close, right? Death. So your keywords are death, rebirth, freedom, peace, and completion, in my opinion. Those are your key words this month, with, I think, death and rebirth and completion being at the top of that list. It's going to be an awesome month for you. It is going to be it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, it perhaps could be stressful, but you're going to be accomplishing things this month. It's some serious things. Give me one for Leo, please. It says nest, 40 and 41. We could add that to the list as well. Charity, generosity, and gratitude. But you know, the nest, it also reminds me of the hearth. So you have the nest, you have the hearth, and you have this. This is what you're striving for. You're striving to have your own nest, your own comfort, your own hearth, your own paradise, your own life. You're striving to move on to the next thing. At the bottom, you do have the serpent, and it says, can't make this up, it says rebirth, non-conformity, rebirth. So let's update those numbers. Your lucky numbers are 32, 41, 29, 11, 9, 33, and 6. Very cool, Leo. You have to come back and let me know what the heck happens this month, because this is big energy. I wish you all the best. Namaste.